stream deck.
Quit playing.
And I'm vlogging it too. Gas showed up. What's happening?
Yeah.
I want that to sound too
Yes.
sure about that.
He's so mad.
About to drive a Ferrari F430.
Yo. Welcome back to the Any and Everything podcast, where we know everything about absolutely nothing. I don't know what I just walked in on, but
I don't know
have
what
one
you
of the
walked in on either,
hosts.
big dog.
I got my co-host Moan Dog, Marcus, and of course a special guest. You've seen him before. You got Amber and you got Mel B. So we're gonna get into our normal. We're gonna talk about what we did for the weekend, and we're gonna get right into the meat potatoes of things.
All right, well, let's
but
get
who
into
wants
what
to-
we did this week.
I always feel like we went to the islands. And
I do.
that
I
shit comes
was
on,
about to
you know
say,
what
I
I'm
feel like we're going to the safari or something.
saying? Right near the beach, boy.
All right, so since this subject is, going on the ladies, we'll let you guys go first on what you did this week. What's happening?
You go, Mel.
Okay. What up, y'all? So this week, what did I do this week? Work. I worked a little overtime this week because I was out the week before sick. So, and then this weekend I went to our all-class reunion picnic. Saw
Boo.
some old heads. Wasn't nobody hardly there from my graduating class. And then I went to church today.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hallelujah.
You got that church hair going on right now.
Church
boy.
is.
All right, Amber, what you got?
So I went to work, did my classes and assignments this week. So I'm actually happy about that because I thought I was going to be behind because I wasn't really that motivated, but I found motivation from somewhere and got ahead. So I finished my assignments and stuff a day early. So I'm actually free for today because it was due today.
Hey.
Yeah,
Welcome,
so I'm happy about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was supposed to do my hair this weekend. That got pushed back. So that's the only downfall. So I gotta squeeze some time next week to do it. But yeah, that was my week.
All right,
That's
well,
what's
cool.
up. That's what's up.
Cool. Mark, go for it, big dog.
Okay.
Fellas.
It's been moving, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get used to the new scheduling. I got a life now. Like I get off at 2:00 and just be chilling for the rest of the day. But then I realized I gotta go to bed early, so I'm trying to work on that transition.
Cobra Cry never dies.
Man, okay, but yeah, I'm sorry, I had a flashback. But it's been smooth though.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting it together. But I got to work on my sleeping schedule. That's about it. Like I'll be up all night now. Like it should be crazy. But I'm good though.
Yeah, you're used to that old schedule you had when you working to the crack of the moon. I
2 in
won't
the
even say crack
morning,
of
getting
dawn.
off at 2 in the morning, looking stupid.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you feeling? Okay, well, Ralph going next then.
Hey, listen. So my week has been special, bro. You know what I'm saying? Work's been
As
driving
I
me up
pour.
the wall. You know what I'm saying? But of all the negative things, tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, my oldest birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having an 11-year-old, which still blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I ain't did much. Oh, my pops is here. My pops is in town, man. He pulled up on me on Friday. For the Qs that watch, I know you had a conclave in Charlotte this weekend. So my dad was there. My cousin Spice Adams was there. My dad said Steve Harvey and Shaq and a bunch of other people, which I didn't even know Steve Harvey was a Q. But you know what I'm saying? As far as the week goes, that's pretty much it, man. It's pretty much it. I'm gonna probably kill myself, you know what I'm saying, putting together this trampoline. But other than that, you know what I'm saying?
You don't want to wait till we get there?
Bruh, I'm trying to get this thing put together yesterday.
Okay.
Just because by the time you get here, Jasmine's birthday be done passed. So, it's both of their birthday gifts, but it's like we're gonna keep it in my house. Anyway, but that's about it.
All right, so I guess it's on me then. So this week I got my nuts sliced up. So
No,
I am
geez.
fixed. I am fixed. And just to let y'all know, I know it's not that important. My right nut hurt. Okay. So
This
All right.
I just wanted to let everybody know.
this
It
motherfucker here,
sucks.
boy. I tell you.
It sucks.
Breathe,
Other than that, I
breathe.
worked the rest of the week. I didn't go back to work really until Friday. And then I worked Friday and Saturday, and that was it. And then I'm off today and tomorrow. So I'll get a full schedule next week. But other than that, man, everything's been cool.
Back to life.
Back
Back
to
to
reality.
You
What's
just
up?
had to tell us about your balls.
Yeah, I gotta talk about my balls or my dick every time we get in here. So
This motherfucker here. And I tell you can't take him anywhere.
no, you're not supposed to
Nowhere.
take me anywhere.
Anyway,
All right.
let's get into the
The Island Boy. All right.
What
Y'all
up,
see
Sean?
that title? Y'all see that title, ladies? What do
And-
y'all want from us?
And naturally, we invited you ladies because, it wouldn't be fair for us to have this conversation without some input from the vagina section. So we need to know
IO 13. Okay.
what the other side thinks of it, because what we may think y'all want may be something different than what y'all actually are looking for. And I do understand that everybody's view is different. What you may want, male, is different than what Amber may want. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever. But it's good to have a perspective or an idea of what's going on. So, with that being said, fire up, please. Help me.
Yeah, who going first? Who going? You know what? No, yeah. Let Mel go first because last time
Mel got a
Amber
grocery list.
destroyed it. So Mel, set the tone. What we got here?
Well,
Why you
my
doing that?
question is, what do y'all think we want?
Look at
Now,
this
see?
one. Look at this
See?
one already.
Wait a minute.
Mel
Hold
can't
up.
even start talking.
Hold up.
I'm
Hold on.
curious. No, I'm really
on. Let's-
curious
let's
as to
back-
what y'all think we want. Like, all
Let's
jokes
back
aside,
up.
men always talking about women are complicated, hard to figure out, or whatever. 2 out of 3 of y'all are married, so y'all figured out something. What do y'all think we want?
Let's back up here. Let's talk about the things that we're gonna talk about. As far as when it comes to my kids, right? I tell my kids the same thing all the time. If I ask you a question, why are you answering my question with the question? That's not answering my question. I asked you. We can get into what we think. I need an idea of where to start because yes, we all got ideas. And Alex, no wonder we want to get Alex in here, bro.
That's fine. We gotta get somebody to watch the kids. That's the
No,
only
you got Preston. So look, no, but Mel, could you please indulge us with a regular answer, and I'll be glad to answer that question after you answer mine.
Okay.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. If I got into it, I just want to know. Like, I need some ground level. Because, yeah, I do want some ground level. Because before I can even answer that question, I have stigmas. Like, I got certain levels of it. So I do want to hear from y'all first. It's very interesting, though.
Just know you can't hide either, Amber. I see you over there with the pen writing everything down. Anyway, Mel, go ahead and
Got my pen too, Amber. Got my pen too.
Oh, shit, I ain't got nothing.
we in class. We in class.
Okay,
Look,
so
just like Mumford, I ain't got shit in my hand the right way. Go ahead.
I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for myself and the women that I've talked to. Most of us want safety, and that is like an umbrella of a lot of things. Safety and security, like the emotional aspect, physical aspect. We want somebody who's going to protect us. We don't want to have to worry about coming home to somebody that we need to be protected from. So, in my opinion, most women just want a man that is going to be safe for her, whether that's a partnership, whether it's somebody you can talk to.
It goes what Alex said, security.
Yes, that is safety and security. That's what we want. Somebody we can be open with, somebody we don't have to hide our deepest self from. somebody who's going to be safe for us. And that comes with physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, all of that. The friendship within the relationship, we want all of that to be safe. Does
Okay.
that answer the question?
Okay. You know what? I mean, it
Okay,
starts
not
off
too bad of a conversation. All right.
right. It starts us off. You know what I'm saying? Because that, like you said, that's a wide umbrella. You know what I'm saying? You want
Yeah.
us to be the safety mechanism. You want us to be the protectors, the whole nine, right? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like we got into this. I can't remember which number the podcast was, and we got into this before about safety and security and about how far that shit's supposed to go. But I sort of get the security. I think the confusion of the secureness can be conflicted because a lot of times, I feel that my security for my family is me providing for my family, right? That's the security to me. I feel that, as long as I can make sure the bills are paid, make sure everybody's happy, everybody's fed, what I'm saying, clothed, the whole nine, I've secured my position as, King Dingaling in the house. I'm saying? I make sure that, my wife doesn't have to worry about anything. My kids don't have to worry about anything. My kids know they can come to me if they need help with schoolwork, blah, blah, blah. Now, it may not happen that way. You know what I'm saying? They may go to mommy for half the shit or 98% of the shit and I get the 2%. But either way, I feel that that's a part of security, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that all that you're speaking of? Or is it
No,
more of, do you want to come home and, oh, it's a nigga on the front porch. I need you to go knock him out before I walk through the door.
no. I mean that what you're given is what you described. I can't say what you're giving because you're probably giving more than what you're describing. But
Oh, I give a lot. Yeah.
So that's a part of it. But mainly, just like men want a safety place in a woman, peace, and all of that, and we want the same thing. And I think sometimes it's hard for men to tell that we actually do want peace. We actually do want
Yeah,
somebody
see,
to come
see, see.
home
This is
to
where
that
I'm
is not.
divided because me, I just want y'all to leave me alone so I can
We want to
do
be
do what I want to do.
I'm
That's
Sometimes,
saying, like we want to
yeah.
be
sometimes.
That's just how I feel. Now, oh, hold on. Before I get started, go ahead, Amber. We didn't allow you to go ahead and reiterate because I
No,
got a lot to say.
it's fine. I was feeling safe for a second.
Safe. See, look at that. Doing
Okay.
my job without even trying.
Um, no, so I do agree with what Mel said.
Alyssa,
As
what's
far
happening? Go Shine, what's
as
happening?
as far
Who
as
was a
like
list?
the security, it is a good way to start because that covers a lot of things. Also, I think willing to put in the work is important because compatibility is one thing, but it's not everything. And I feel like, you can be compatible with someone, but you got to already prepare yourself for the fact that no relationship is perfect. So you have to already kind of go in there to me with the wants to want to put in the work because there's really no telling what it's going to come with. And if you're going to half-ass everything or run away as soon as you see a sign of trouble, then that's kind of pointless. So, and you got to take some, accountability on both parts as far as like, when there is work that needs to be done from both parties. And then you have to be willing to make some changes if need be. And some of this other stuff is like specific, but if I'm going to narrow it down, I think having a good sense of humor for me is important. I definitely think that you need to have a good laugh and be able to not take life too seriously. I want support, especially when it comes to my career choices. And some of this stuff is actually backed up by science as well. So some studies were actually done on couples and to see like what like worked out and what didn't. So for instance,
Science.
yes. So for instance, there was a study that was
Fuck
performed
you, Zoe.
that hey Zoe. Uh, so there was a study that was performed that actually showed that that women
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mark, what's up with your brother, bro?
Mike walked right past like do 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 do.
Hey,
Fuck
not only that, his
y'all.
little ass is in the camera now with his
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
What
I
up,
didn't
Mike?
even notice. I might as well just. You might as well say hello.
All right,
Hey,
go ahead.
everybody.
What's
Hey,
happening?
that's my guy right there, Mike. Who?
What is rolling up paper?
Let's get back to it though. You said there's a science where they did a study.
Yeah, so sorry, I got thrown off. Okay, so yeah, so like for instance, supporting our career choices is definitely a factor because apparently there was a study done where like 2/3 of the women left their jobs because that was a not I want to say a preference from the husband, but the husband was less likely to work with his schedule when it came down to having like when they have kids and stuff like that to take care of. And I kind of think it's important for someone to support my career choice if I don't want to quit my job or if we gotta work, both ways. Like if I want to still pursue my career choices and still have kids, that's my choice. I should be able to do that, of course, with communication. Um, I do think emotional intelligence is very important as well because there's a lot of people who don't like you have to know how to define your emotions, express them, and accept when emotions are being thrown at you also because there's a lot of people who can feel emotions but they can't identify them properly or express them properly, which can cause a lot of miscommunication down the road. So I think some emotional intelligence is needed for me at least. And also just being like some intelligence in general, like just being smart is definitely important. And that's also a study. And this is a fun fact study. I can't say if I don't know if I agree or disagree, but it's actually a study that proves somehow that the smarter a guy is, the less likely he is to cheat. So
What? I've never heard of that.
yes.
I can see that.
It's I don't.
I
That's
can
because
see
guy.
that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
guys.
I would think the exact opposite. I would think that the smarter he is, the better he is at getting away with it.
I tell you what, guys are stupid at going behind y'all backs. Y'all know how to finesse it, women. Period.
Y'all are
That's
I
really
I
mean,
mean
dumb.
that's a
they
we
fact.
also
too
say
dumb.
that intelligent men are more likely to get married and stay married. That's another fun fact.
Oh, and I'm smart as hell. Man. Shit.
Right, yeah, shit. Goddamn genius out this motherfucker, boy.
But
Wow. Well, wow. That's something that's new to me.
but yeah, those are like just some examples.
Okay.
Are we writing this down?
But
Alex, I so here's a good thing, right, about the podcast, because I'm not writing it down. Here's a good thing. It's gonna be saved, and then I can go back and watch it again for all the right answers.
That's right. It's right there.
That's right.
It's right there to your
It
discussion.
needs to be shared like a million times.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Now,
Here we go. Here we go with this
good one,
bull.
Alex.
Kevin, what's happening? What's happening, Kevin? He's I'm dumb as hell. That fat man. Not
I'm
gonna
not
lie.
gonna lie.
hey, listen, some guys, they just don't know how to stay to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, I've had some
You know,
horrible.
it's a fun fact. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I just thought it was interesting to hear that.
Okay, so now in this day and age, okay, this is us. This is us. This is our generation. We all grew kind of in the same generation. What are women thinking now? What do you think they want out of men now with this millennial generation? I mean, have things changed in a woman's perspective? You know, I'm asking them because they can tell us.
But you know what though? I think, and I do expect them to both have some pretty decent answers. But I do think that it also depends on the age group, right?
Yeah,
Because what people in our age group may want is a hell of a lot different than what women at the younger age group may want. I watched another podcast where this chick was like, you're supposed to be the breadwinner, you're supposed to be doing this. It's in the Bible, it's in the book. That's what they used to do when stuff started changing. And my guy turned around and was like, "Yo, okay, so are you at home cooking meals every day, keeping the kids, keeping the house clean? Can you even cook?" And they're like, "No, what I need to do all that for?" It was like, because you're talking about stuff that used to happen, right? It's not that way anymore, right? Back then women couldn't really get a good job. If they had a good job, they were still making less than what a man was making. And that's just on an average. Now, you know what I'm saying, you got women making twice as much, just as much as men do, you know, and
A
that's
lot
just
of what's crazy is a lot of men of power see that as a problem, even still to this day, and it's pretty sad the difficulties women have with trying to make the same money, be in the same places, do the same things, and we already talked about this before. We're not going to go deep into it, but now the government wants to tell you what to do with your body.
right.
So it's pretty challenging, and that right there can change the perspective of what women think and what they want of men because of what's happening to them now.
That's
The judge
facts.
mental stuff at work. You can't, I'm pretty sure male Amber, you can't walk out in the street and wear something that you think is comfortable without somebody bothering you. So and then if
And
you
it's
were a certain
straight up
kind of way,
tennis.
if you were a certain kind of way, now you change the perspective. Like, you know what, I'm done. This is what I want. I know I was raised this way. I'm not saying you guys did that, but that can change
Hmm.
women's mindset. A
Yeah.
lot of women like to drag, and excuse my French, but a lot of women like to drag old stuff in a relationship into new stuff to punish the new guy that they with because of
Well, they
different
don't
things.
think it. They don't look at it as punishment, though. They just look at it as being cautious. And I'm starting to
It's
learn that
I'll
it's
say
not a
this.
purposely done thing. They don't go in there like, oh, you know what, this new relationship, I'm gonna screw this guy over because the other guy screwed me over. It's more of, this is my shield, but she doesn't understand that it's hurting the relationship that she's trying to start now.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's a subconscious thing. Your brain tends to protect itself from trauma. So if you've been through a traumatic experience within a relationship, your brain sometimes can automatically shut off to certain things. So a woman might not know that, okay, this is harming my relationship, but they go into the relationship already guarded.
yeah,
And sometimes it's subconscious. It's not always
Hey,
purposely done. Now, some women, I can't speak for some women that do it purposely, but sometimes it's subconsciously done to protect themselves.
okay.
hey, Mark, where you at?
I'm right here, brother.
Well,
Real
go ahead.
quick, we're gonna take a pause for the calls. Holler
But
at your
it is
man.
Okay,
vice
good.
versa, though. It is vice versa because some guys, some of us do go into relationships with that baggage as well, and
Hmm.
and it's funny because to answer your question from the beginning of the show, sometimes I feel like it's unreal in a lot of ways. Like sometimes you get like, and it's funny because I hate to use him as an example, but sometimes you might get a Jason Momoa. You know, he in shape,
Big sexy nigga.
he got all this money, he doing all this stuff, and nothing about him. But even in that aspect, he still ended up being separated. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like Brad Pitt, Jesus Christ, I can name all these guys who was like kind of just trying to set the standards and
Probably wasn't
equal
eating
what
booty.
I thought. But at the end of the day, when you're thinking about this stuff, it's like, so we got to go out and be a provider, but we have to still be there physically. So that's kind of one of the things I've been thinking about. Because granted, you got to go out there and make the bacon. You got to go out there and bring home the donuts. But it takes away from you being at home, which kind of leave you vulnerable to that protection that you might ask for. So you might get the protection financially, but you're not going to get to protection physically in that aspect. So I always looked at it like, can you really provide everything
Oh shit.
without losing anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen successful people who don't have to go out there and go get the banking and still have like an unsuccessful relationship. And I'm not I don't know their thing. I don't know what's going on. But is it actually possible to provide 90% of the list without actually sacrificing something else? You get my drift? Because it's like
Yeah.
y'all want somebody to support y'all dream. Y'all want somebody to support y'all going and achieving y'all goals. That's cool. We could do that. But what about us if we want to? We got goals. We got dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're putting us in the forefront to take care of the household, plus support your goals and dreams. But in that aspect,
Oh, we got a sniper in here.
Hey,
What's going on? What's
What's
up? What's good?
what's going on?
that's what I'm
I had
talking
to make
about.
it. I had to make it.
That's what I'm talking about. My homie in the building.
What's
Welcome to the
up?
show.
What's
You at
up? What's up?
you
Where
at
you
the
at,
What's
Derek?
airport?
going on with y'all? I'm at the airport. I'm stuck in Miami right now. I got a 4-hour layover, so I ain't got nothing but time.
That's not a
Uh-oh.
good thing, but yeah. All right. So for those that don't know that just got on or been watching, Lauren's one of the originals as well. You know what I'm saying? She comes in, she drops her pieces as well. You know, I feel like her and Amber got this whole feng shui thing going on when it comes to research and getting the answers and getting down to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what's going on from a science. You know what I'm saying? On a whole nother level. But you know what I'm saying? And Lauren, I feel like is one of us. You know, that's my dog right there. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog right there. But
Nice to meet you, Lauren.
Nice to meet
What's
you.
going
Nice to
on?
meet everyone.
And
Yeah, yeah. So my bad, Mark. Go ahead and finish up.
Okay. But a lot of times they get lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? I see that happens a lot. A lot of times they get lost in translation because, then you got the woman that is very much happy because she has this support system. She has this guy. She has this thing. And I love what Amber said about having that intellect, the intellect of, I can tell her how I feel intelligently. Because a lot of guys lack that. They might tell her, like, well, I'm not too happy right now. She might miss it. It might go over her head. And it's because he's putting so much into becoming that role model of what she might want that he might lose track of what he might want. And that's one thing I've always had an issue with was trying to balance the two. Was trying to be, I'm gonna be supportive. I'm gonna be consistent on being security to the house, finances, blah 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 blah. And while we put so much into that, sometimes we lose a lot of ourselves in that matter. You know what I'm saying? So I would really like to know how to balance that, like to be honest.
I think
Well,
that what oh sorry.
no, go ahead. Yep, you go ahead and finish up, and then we're gonna get on to the definition.
It's kind of hard to really answer because and I was actually thinking about the first question that we had about like the difference between the older generation and the younger generation. And I think the difference is that a lot it's actually common I'm coming across to see that a lot of the things that we used to ask for or might still ask for, like good provider, faithful, supportive and all this stuff, like you get everything on that list. There's women out there who are actually admitting that they are in these fulfilling relationships, but they still feel some form of being unfulfilled because they're boring. And I don't really know exactly how to tap in that in detail, or even if I should, because that's going to take a lot of time. But it feels like the women today, and it could be something that's been going on for a minute now, it's just being shown differently. But like, the women, they seem to like drama now. They like the baby mama drama or the cheating or the whatever else comes with drama. So I've definitely seen an interview when someone admitted it, that is a few interviews actually where
All right.
these women are in good relationships and they're like, yeah, it's nice, but they just felt that something was missing. And there was actually another point of an example on the flip side of that, when that happens, when they aren't happy, no matter how much the guy is doing that they're asking for. There's this clip. I don't know what movie it is, but it's Matthew Lillard. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He played Shaggy in Scooby Doo. He was the one of the,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know exactly what show you're talking about.
So there was a scene where he goes on this rant about like how all the guys out there who are dogging women out now, who are, using women and whatever, like that at once upon a time that they were a good guy and got pretty much shattered on. Like just a woman that they were with didn't appreciate him. He got used, taken advantage of or whatever, and then he got hurt, and now he's just purposely actually dogging women the fuck out at this point because he's put his heart out there before. He's did everything that he thought a good man would do, and he just didn't. He still got the shit in the stick. So I'm starting to see that is more common to me, it seems. And I don't know, it could have been something that's been happening long before, but it seems more
yeah,
because of social media.
That's most definitely something
Can
that's been
somebody
going on
catch
before.
me up real quick?
My bad. So
So-
we were talking about exactly what women wanted, and then Mel started with securities and being safe in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Feel like they don't have to worry about things, right?
I literally just had this conversation with my husband, like not even 10 minutes ago, before I logged on, about my experience with the men in Jamaica this weekend. And just to kind of throw my pinch in there real quick, I'm gonna say this, that when people, to touch on what Aaron said, when women or men are in relationships, when they're married and they are okay with the cheating or okay with certain other things, it's because 9 times out of 10 they have married this person and have realized that this person is not their person. So they are
Mhm.
looking for the grand escape. And
Mm,
if they are okay with staying in there, even though they know it's not their person, there is a certain level of security that has been provided to them that is keeping them there. This person takes care of my children like nobody else would take care of my children. This person takes care of the finances like no other man or woman that has ever been in my life has done it. So I am willing to sit here and endure this part of it in order to keep the rest of it. 90% of people who cheat within their marriage realizes that they have not married their person. That's just
mm.
what I believe.
All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
I
agree.
Well, okay. Well, before we
see
continue
that.
that, let's see what the internet has to say, right? So,
Wow.
what do women want in a man? Confidence, trustworthiness, integrity, compassion,
Mm-hmm.
emotional availability. That's actually one word I couldn't, put it together. It was long. Respect, sense of humor, and maturity. Do you guys agree with that?
I have that
Yeah.
written down, all of it, every last one of them. I wrote all of those down.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
good. She
Lord,
But
put
I
that
will
shit.
say this though,
She
for
don't want to
that
put that
list,
shit on the
Lord,
internet.
for
that was deep.
for that list though, I will say this though, there are a lot of women out here that are willing to compromise on that list because a lot of us have gotten older and we have
Yep.
learned that you're not going to get 100% of everything it is you want out of the relationship or a marriage, but we have to learn how to pick and choose what is most important to us. And I think that that's what's also going on in a lot of relationships is that guess what? I can have a man who's not always emotionally available, but I need to have a man who is confident and who is business savvy or is an entrepreneur, someone who steps forward, in certain situations. And then it may be on the flip side of saying, my man could work at Burger King as the manager as long as he brings in a steady paycheck, but I need him to be emotionally, available. I need him to be there for me on that level. So I think that that's also something else that plays into it.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
where the
Okay.
values and your deal breakers really come in, because you
Right.
really need to know like what is something that you absolutely cannot tolerate and the things that you're willing to work with. So and I think that's important to have that defined before going into a relationship instead of, because some people don't know it or didn't even like take the time to discover those things, and then they're in a relationship and they thinking that they're okay with one thing, but then they kind of dealing with it. Now they're like, oh yeah, nah, never mind. I don't think I'll want to deal with this anymore, or
So,
this is too much.
I guess my question here, where does the chips fall, right? So now the day and age we live in, when women are not this, what develops them to be that way? Is it how they grew up? Is it when they get a certain age, this is the inner them finally coming out? Is this peer pressure from friends and school and other folks, or is this the examples that they see grown up, or is it all together? Does some of this stuff separate that develops the? For an example, I remember when me, Ralph, and Mark, we always go to the club together. And one time I was at the Elysium, and Ralph talked to me all the time, but I had this mink coat on. I had a mink coat, and I had some Maury's on. The alligator, because
Mhm.
we stayed in Detroit, Alligator City, the typical nigga, had some yays on, all that, right? And then I approached this girl to talk to her, and she literally looked down at my shoe. She said, "Okay, you got some Maury's on. What's up?" And I'm like, "What?" And I went and told Ralph. I didn't even talk to her. I'm like, this girl told me the only reason why she's talking to me because I got these shoes on. And Ralph just looked
Hey,
at me like, "Bruh, here go another drink."
yeah. It- but you know what though? It's
I
it's
mean,
it's
it's very
weird.
believable though.
It's weird though because on the same token, right? On the same token, you wore that. We wore what we wore to the club for that attention. But when that
Mhm.
attention is focused on just
Right,
what we wore, it's like I can't believe you came at me
right,
just because of what I got on. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And that's one of those situations where you learn from your whole story, right? You go in the club, you don't want no materialistic chick, you don't want nobody that's like, oh, you know what, you got money, I'm gonna fuck with you, you got money. But you in there looking like a bag of money. You know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
right.
Yeah.
But
You
but then
attract
flip
what you
it
got
though.
on.
But then
But
flip it
be
though. Flip
so
it though.
bold, though. But be so
Yeah.
bold about it.
Yeah, but
it's
no,
just
flip it.
But you
No,
know what though? Would
Now,
you
that's what
rather?
I'm
Would
saying.
you? Would you
No,
rather
I'm
a
good.
chick not be bold about it, not be straight up? Or
Right. That's
would
what
you rather
I
her be
was
like, you
getting
know
ready to
what?
ask
Yeah, I'll
that.
fuck with you.
But
Exactly.
this is
You
what I'm
know
saying.
who you fucking with.
I want y'all to understand this. Like, literally flip it. We do the same shit. Like,
Exactly.
like you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, listen to me. We do the same shit. If we go to
Facts.
the club, we
Well,
gonna go
we-
past all the naturals. We gonna blow past them motherfuckers. We gonna go to the
Ah.
VIP. She got her wine and shit with her motherfucking sundress on, ass just clapping. She probably paid for that shit last week. But guess what? We gonna go straight to that bitch. But that's
Wait.
that's the problem.
Wait.
The
It all
problem.
depends. It all depends, bro, because I will go past the VIP chick if the natural chick got some cheeks that she clapping. I'm going towards the cheeks.
That's right.
You know what I'm
But this is
saying?
what I'm
I don't
saying.
give a shit
You
what she got on.
passed
I'm trying to see what she can look like
This
when
is
she got it
my
off.
whole point. This is my whole point. You literally walk past probably about three girls three women. I'll take that back. Three women that probably didn't even want to go to the club. They probably in that bitch with some nice jeans on. They probably at the bar. They didn't even want to.
They got a whole career.
They got a whole career. You walk past them three bitches. Well, I'm sorry, three women. To find that one bitch. You get to that bar and get that one bitch who then got 4 drinks from 3 different niggas. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it works
Lauren
both
does
ways.
not look amused.
You're right.
She's like,
Well,
No, but he not lying though. He not
He
lying
not
though.
lying. He not lying.
Let's think
He
about
is
it.
not
Go
lying.
back when we
I
went to
will
the
say this
club.
though. The reason why I'm looking the way I'm looking is because he's not lying. He's being extremely honest,
Right.
and I can appreciate that. You know, I can. But we, like he said, we do it, but so do men. And this is what we talk about all the time on social media. We be like, oh, y'all go for the chicks that go to get the BBLs and they got all the unnatural bodies, and here we are with the natural bodies, and we sit in the corner and y'all not looking at us. He's just stating it. But to touch on, you know, what Moan said about like she just was so bold. What would you have wanted? Because this is what men complain about. Oh, she
There you go. She was telling you facts.
Uh-oh.
If we were her
wanted
boy,
for me,
Oh, there you go.
but she came out the gate and she was like, I'm just gonna give it to you for real. Like, I'm here for a man that's gonna look good, but also gonna spend that money on me too. You got on some nice shoes.
Yeah.
So clearly I'm gonna do what I gotta do so I can get me some nice shoes too. You gotta
Now, what-
appreciate the honesty in people in the beginning.
Yeah,
This
I
is
guess
where-
you're right,
this
but
is where-
I was young.
This is where in the club, this is where the game gets set in off our first episode, should I say. But this is where the game gets set in, right? Because now you know what she there for. You know what you there for.
exactly.
Do you play
exactly.
her to the left like you're playing? Or do you fall into the trap and you become, you know, the sugar daddy? You know what I'm saying? You go in the club, you're like, cool. You look for somebody to spend some money, cool. I'll tell you to go get something to eat, clap them cheeks, and leave. Or do you try to make a relationship with the one that already told you this ain't gonna work unless you pay me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
It
We
all
didn't realize
boils down
that when we
to-
were young. We didn't realize that
We
when
were
we were young.
young.
Right? We were
right.
looking for women that were looking for relationships. We were looking for a one night stand. We were looking for another notch under the belt. We were looking for, you know, bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? Now we in our late.
That's it right there. Bragging rights.
Bragging
That's
rights.
it.
Somebody has said it. It's been bragging rights because guess what? I have always been the chubby kid, the chubby girl that has been passed over. I was never considered to be bragging rights. Guess what? Lauren has 2 college degrees now and a good ass job. I'm bragging rights today.
Killing them.
Uh,
Killing them.
I'm bragging rights today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when I was, you know, 65 pounds overweight and I was just the girl with the good personality and the pretty smile, oh no, she's just my friend. I watched that ain't bragging rights. You didn't want to be seen with me on your arm. But you know, but that touches on a whole nother
whole
you know,
nother-
Oh,
subject.
we gonna get you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get on that. I see another podcast popping up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come visit that. But that's
Yeah,
all.
I see another
Right.
podcast
Right.
title popping up, baby.
All right. So let's touch on some of these comments we got in here. So let's go back to
Lauren, you got muted.
she did.
Yeah,
it.
I know. I mute myself when the
she's
overhead
at the
goes
airport.
on.
Yeah, she in the airport, so she holding it down.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is Zoe. And ladies,
No, that was me.
That was
No,
you.
that was
Okay.
me. That was me. I was trying to
All
reach out to our audience.
Okay. I think the things we want change, especially after being married for a while.
Now,
Okay.
that right there, that's a heavy hitter right there because you try to figure out the changes you need to make,
There you go.
and that is the hardest thing in the world to figure out when you've been married, right? Because when you have something going with someone that you've been married with for so long, and it's been going right for so long. You don't understand why you need to change it. And people don't understand you have to have that change in your relationship to keep it fresh. That way it's not stale, that way you don't get blown and worn out from, oh, you know what, we do the same shit every Thursday, we do the
Yeah.
same shit every Friday. We know what we're gonna do on Monday. I can tell you what's about to pop off on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have that scheduled relationship because then it doesn't feel like the love is there anymore. It doesn't feel like, it's natural. It feels like you run it on a schedule. At that point, being married is a job. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be, sometimes shit's going to be that way. Everybody knows you wake up in the morning, you got to get the kids up, you got to take them to school, you got to go to work. That part is a part that you can't change, but you
Right.
can change things in your relationship.
Ashley, what's happening?
We talk about
All
all the time, how you randomly pop up and you bring your wife flowers, or you're like, hey, what are you doing coming home right now? Hop in the car, we getting ready to go do this. You're like, well, where the fuck we going? We never did this before. That's how you try to keep some things fresh. But if you stay doing the same shit every fucking time, that drives people to try to find that little spark and fire somewhere else.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a situation where you're settled in your marriage. You always want to do something different, something new. Not saying you have to, right? I mean, when you develop a family, have kids, you got responsibilities, set your future up. But sometimes it's always good to do that different thing every now and then, just to spark some things up. I'm simple, so I can like the same thing regardless all day long. But I know that I have to, switch it up a little bit so it could be a little bit more love and intimacy and all that stuff within your marriage. Okay. So you
Yeah,
better not slide in here. You better stay your
yeah,
butt where you at. But
yeah. You can
we
catch
got
his
you, homie.
hands.
We'll holler at you later.
Yeah, you can catch his hands.
But do you see? But do you see what you just said? What you just said was a key to unlocking a lot of doors in relationships and marriages. You said that you're a simple person, and that's
Yeah.
fine. The same routine. You're Al Bundy. The same routine every day will work for you.
A whole
But
hand
you want,
down there. Keep it down
and
there.
that's okay. But the fact that you acknowledge that your wife may need something different, you
Right.
are able.
Willing to do it.
Frozen.
Up, she froze.
That's that airport security.
He's shutting her down.
Shutting her
TSA's like,
down.
oh
Like,
no.
nah.
Right?
Important too much.
Can you hear?
Up
Uh-oh.
there it is. All right,
She'll be back.
let's
Feedback.
get
She'll
on
be
to the
back.
next one. I can speak on a woman in my younger generation who do get bored and unhappy because most guys' heads aren't on straight. It's hard to find any genuine males with full packages. Well,
I was gonna say,
I think the
well,
thing is,
well, how full do you need it?
we come on one whole full package.
Right.
This is an addition add-on.
Right.
Say what you want. I'm just
To be
playing,
honest,
Alyssa.
to tap on that, it depends on what your type is. It depends on what you're looking for. If
Yeah.
you're constantly going after a particular type, which is the guy with the physique and all that stuff, and you keep getting the same outcome, maybe it's because you're passing up to people that are
Ben, what's happening?
but they're rap different. You
That's
know what I'm
facts.
saying? And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people go for these well-packaged boxes thinking that there's going to be a lot of shit in them. And then they open them and ain't nothing in it. Then you done pass like the bottle, the box that's shaped weird, but that probably is the full package. So you got to sometimes change your outlook on what you're looking
Instead of
for
word.
on the outcome other than what you possibly want. Because you can't look for a tiger and be like, yeah, as long as that motherfucker act like a giraffe, I'm good. Like you can't, it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm
it
saying?
doesn't work
It
like
does
that.
not work like that. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
Yeah.
a lot of times you got to do it what you're looking for on the out court. And
Right.
a lot of times you're going
Okay.
to go on court side with what you're looking for on the in court. So,
All right.
this is
And I
So what
also
about the
feel like
second
this.
comment?
I always hear like the issue is that women. I've heard this before too. That women want, I guess an example like a thug and a businessman at the same time, kind of thing. Like he can't be too much of this, but he got to be just the right amount of that. Like I don't know if that's usually what I find is that yeah, like they might basically try to find like almost contradicting traits in a sense. Like
Right.
That's
Right.
exactly what
I
that
agree
shit
with that.
is.
yeah,
It's
I agree with
contradicting
that.
is hell.
yeah.
Because
Well,
when the
Mel,
chick
hold on.
says
Before you get
she
into it, because
wanna
Mel is getting ready to say something.
go ahead, man.
What I was getting ready to say is I think that it all boils down to you have to know yourself first before you can start
Facts.
saying what you want in somebody else. Because what I wanted when I was 20 is not what I want at the age that I am now. It definitely
Right.
is not. it from looks on down to personality, night and day. So you have to know who you are first and spend some time, quality time with yourself before
Right.
you can start asking for a whole list of things, because a lot of times females get so stuck on the social media theme of relationships, what social media is saying, and then they start saying, "Oh yeah, I want all of that. Yeah, I want all of that." But then they get it, and it's like, I don't
Right.
want you in my face all the time. So maybe quality time is not what I want. Maybe I just want to talk to you on the phone every other day and then go out on the weekends. But I don't really want like you here every day. Or, you find out what you want in a person when you know yourself. And I think a lot of times marriages and relationships, period, don't work out because people don't know themselves and they expect for somebody else to come in, and all of a sudden this person supposed to give you all that you need, give you all that you
Right.
want, but you don't even know what you want, really. So how they supposed to know what
Right.
you want? So you have to
Right.
spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, so you can know what you want in a person.
I agree.
Facts.
I agree 100% with that. That
Yeah.
I think that my situation is a good example. I have always been attracted to dark skinned men. I have always loved dark skinned big men, and that has just been my
Dark
thing when I was
chocolate.
younger. But who did I marry? I married at the time he was very very thin.
Spicy
Like my
chocolate.
husband he gained a little bit of weight now, but at the time my husband was very thin. He he's light skinned, and I just was like, ugh, I don't know light skinned man, but this is the one who understood who I was becoming at that time. He had patience with me, and he is the one who provided the most security for me. So that's the one who I was happily, to accept his hand, to take his ring and take his last name. So it was like I chased all these dark skinned men for so long. And then look who I ended up with. But that was because I started to learn myself. Just as Mel said, I started to learn what it was I really wanted, what it was I really liked. And then it just so happened to have led me to my husband.
You had to change
All
that
right.
package. That's what I'm talking about. I had to change that package level.
You had to make the package more fuller.
You had to change that shit.
That swollen
Right.
package.
All
He
right,
said,
so
that
we
Hershey bar ain't tasting good no more.
so we got something that we
Male.
Nuts or no nuts, it don't taste good no more.
It ain't tasting like it
All right.
used to.
Shit ain't hitting
All right,
the
so
way
we
it used
got
to.
we got something that we need to analyze real quick. All right, so let's
To the
get to
island?
it. All right, so
Ah,
here's you know what this is? Hold on, I did that wrong. Let me take it back.
Oh
Share
boy.
screen. Oh yeah, share screen. Let's do Chrome
Oh
tab.
boy.
Let's see
What we
here.
got?
For
Can't find it.
those that are you about to play that one?
Yep.
What we
All
got?
right.
All right.
Yeah, but everybody please watch this and listen to this shit because I was about ready to slap you out there. I don't like it. I would never, but good God. Go ahead,
All
dog.
right. Let's get it.
Like you really just should have paid for all of our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's
You
food.
making
It's
us
your
broke?
birthday,
That's all
cool,
my
but I'm not
friends.
doing that. It's 18. Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though? You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me?
Nobody wants a broke
You-
nigga. You
Are
should-
you? Whoa, bro! All right, so you guys heard.
So
Man, like
what-
that's exactly what I was talking about. This social media outlook on the relationship. Now we're starting to see on
Yep.
social media where people are saying, "Oh, when you go out with your friends, or if he take you out and your friend come, he's supposed to pay for them." Why?
Hey, let me tell you something.
Drew,
Let
what's
me tell you
happening?
something. When they come through and they were like, how's the check being separated? You speak up and say, oh, he paying for all of us, then you gonna be paying for
You
all of them. I'm gonna be like, yo, I got a check for me. She paying for all 18 of them.
Jesus Christ.
Show me otherwise.
Well, I tell you what.
I
I mean,
think
when
this. I'm sorry.
go ahead, Amber.
No, I was just going off of what Mel was saying, is that this is a good example of how social media can portray these unrealistic expectations in a lot of ways. And body images are now starting to play onto relationships. So, like for her to say that he's broke because he didn't say he couldn't afford to pay for all her friends. It's the fact
the
that
principle.
you expect me to, and so she automatically assumed that, oh, it's because you're broke, and it's like, no, it's just the fact that that's not. I don't agree that should be my responsibility to pay for you and 18 of your friends' meals. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Nowadays, people do stuff like this for clout. I can't even trust if
right. You can't tell if it's real or not.
Yeah, like
Right.
you know. So, but just going off of if this was a real situation, there's people out there who is going to agree with her, who feel like, yeah, you know, he should pay for all their meals.
So
You know where that
You
came
both
from?
just say that.
You know where that came from? I'm gonna tell you right now. That came from that little midget guy on TikTok. That little midget square-headed guy on TikTok that be posting all of those supposed to be self-love videos about how, oh, if your girl needs this, you're supposed to just go ahead and do it. Don't worry about why she's asking for it. Just get it done. You are filling these women's heads, these young girls. I mean, these are not women, because a real woman will understand where her man is coming from and what situation he is in, and she would never expect such foolishness, or she would never ask him for something like that. He's filling these girls' heads with these fantasies of, just because he got all this money and he over here spoiling his girl to death. We don't know he be beating the hell out of her behind closed doors, and we don't even know it. And he got these women or these girls thinking that this is okay to act like this. You want to embarrass your man, embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
For what?
I feel like if that was okay in your head, then it should be okay in my head that we have how many of them, and that it's a 19th. That's how I look at it.
But to be clear, very clear. Like I said, and this one thing I said the last reaction. There is something in the communication barrier them motherfuckers are not covering. Because I'm almost certain he probably just not hearing this shit. He's like, wait.
She didn't tell him that. He wouldn't have showed up if she would have told him that in the beginning.
Like something in that communication intelligence was missed.
That wasn't missed. It was unspoken.
There you go.
That's what that was. Because, like Moan said, if he knew up front, like, yo, you expect me to pay for what?
Yeah,
One, I can't do it.
And
that'd have been my response. Like, I can't pay for 18 plus people for your dinner. I mean, just outside looking in, they not dressed like bums. So it had to be a nice restaurant. We all know nice restaurants, you're going to look at $50, $60, $80 per plate. For 18 people, I'm going to tell you off the rip, yo, I will pay for you and whatever money I have left, we're going to do what we need to do. But they get to pay for themselves.
DoorDash is like a good $60, $70 for everybody in my house. Can you imagine that?
But see, like, I'm not gonna lie.
I hate to say it. This y'all witnessing for y'all own self why the brother is about to go to Becky with the good hair. This is why, like a lot of times.
No.
Listen to me. And the only reason I'm saying
all right,
because it's a lot of really bad, and it's sad. And I've got to say this. I got to put it out there.
It's a lot about to get itself fucked up.
A lot of young ladies. Now listen to me. See y'all laughing and shit.
You about to get
There's a lot of young ladies out there that's making it real bad for real black women, bro. Like you got 18. No, listen to me. It's 18 examples for this nigga to go to a white woman. And the only reason I'm saying that is just listen to me. It's 18 of them. You mean to tell me that one of them women stepped up and was like, hey, he ain't got to pay for all our food? It ain't got one of them that said this is not right. It's a lot of young women.
I mean, okay, hold on. Wait.
What type of person do you think she is?
Okay, so who wants to go? Okay, so wait a minute. Out of the ladies that's on here, Mel and Amber, who wants to go first? Because I'm definitely gonna piggyback on what you got to say right here.
Before you go, okay?
Ralph, hold on.
No, fuck that. Listen. This is how I always am getting fucked up, okay? Because of the comments you say right there.
I'm sorry, Ralph. Look, we about to be tapping this.
When they're done, you go first.
No. You talking about here?
Go ahead, because our time is short. We gotta let him go.
Okay? Because a lot of people have this misconception, right? Because my baby mama was black, all right, and that I went ahead and went to the white woman, and you know what I'm saying, because I was done dealing with black women. That's not how that shit fucking worked at all. I actually motherfucking turned Robin down because I was talking to somebody else.
We're not talking about that, Ralph.
I hear you. I know you're not, but I'm trying to tell you.
Keisha, what's happening, Keisha?
later on, it's because of your ass, okay? It's because of
Let me just
you.
say this: Robin is black. She's just very, very light skinned. She
Mhm.
has not been tanned enough. So we just gonna put that out there right there. So leave Robin out of this. We ain't
Oh,
bringing Robin up in this. Okay.
wait a minute.
Okay.
See,
Okay, let's
see,
get back to
see, look
that,
at this, look at this, look at that.
All right,
Okay,
ladies,
now
go
look,
ahead.
look,
We
look.
don't have,
Let's get
we
this.
don't have
No,
a
no,
let them go.
listen,
We don't have a lot of
listen,
time.
Okay. So go ahead.
No,
So go
we got
ahead. Who
plenty
wants
of
to go
time.
first?
You got
Yeah,
plenty
yeah,
of
yeah.
time.
I'm
We're gonna
trying
cut
to.
this
I've
hour.
been saying I want Lauren to go first. Jesus.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got to go first.
Okay.
Let me
So
go
this
first.
is my thing.
Before y'all get into it, I hate to say this. Please don't call me racist. I don't get turned on by
Stay
No,
right there. Stay right
no.
there.
One thing
You stay right there and listen.
One
You
thing
go
about
listen.
me
Your
is
preference.
I
Go
am
listen.
very gray. I am very gray, and when I need to be a color, I'm going to be that color. So right now, you are absolutely entitled to your own opinion. If that's what you
Absolutely.
feel like is going to be the next situation for him to get into, then that's fine. He's going to learn himself too that white women are not easier; they're just lighter. Okay, but he'll learn that.
Thank
But as
you.
far as that being an assumption, I would not always make that assumption because we stand on supporting black men. We love us some black men. And no matter how much we've been dogged out by our black men, we go and we find another one in hopes that that one's going to be the right one. And we still try to do damage control when he shows us a couple of red flags in order to support him, to mold him into being that
Yep.
right one. That's also a red flag for us too. We got to stop doing that shit.
Yep.
Okay, we are not these men's mothers. We are trying to be
Long,
their women. But that's a whole nother conversation. But
that's
to
that.
go off
That's that
and
long
say,
chocolate snicker. That's what that is.
but to go off and say that this is what sends them, that is not what sends a lot of black men. I would say that's not what sends at least
Some.
85% of black men to white women. Because this is the thing though. Yes, we are considered to be difficult. It's because we're more opinionated. And sometimes that's not a good thing, but a lot of times it is because a lot of y'all love us to be opinionated when we make sure y'all food ain't fucked up at the restaurant. When we make sure y'all getting y'all money back on certain things. Y'all love our opinions then.
Hey, hey, let's talk. Let's
Thank
wait a
you.
minute. Let's do something real quick because let me tell you, Mel right here, Mel. This motherfucker will not. She won't take a piece of lettuce out of place. Okay.
Absolutely.
We done went out to eat, have a good
Latoya, what's
time,
happening?
and
What's
Mel was
happening?
like, "Yo, this is not what I ordered on my salad." I'm like,
Exactly.
"Yo,
And you
just
know
eat the
what that
fucking
is?
salad,
And
B. Just eat
you
the
know what that
salad. They're
comes
gonna
from?
spit in your shit."
That's your security.
That comes from our protective instinct for our man. Because we want to protect our man. We want to make sure
Okay.
that our man is good. Because when we make sure our man is good, we're good. See, it's a circle. It goes around and around. And that's why we are. And so that's why I say don't be so quick to make the assumption of that's what's gonna make him go and be with a white woman.
But listen to me.
Don't you ever
Listen to me.
not on no podcast with three black women.
Listen to me. This is
Right?
what I'm
I
saying.
never.
And the thing that flew over your head, and this is what I'm saying, the thing that flew over your head that I want you to pay attention to. When I first made that statement, I said it's a lot of young ladies. I didn't say nothing about women. I said it's a lot of young ladies out here.
Young ladies.
Lung ladies.
Young ladies.
I need y'all to hear me because right now you're speaking in a black woman standpoint. I agree completely with what you're saying. You're a strong black woman. Every woman on this pot, like you, Amber, Mel,
Divorce
y'all
was
strong
happening.
black women. Like I get that. But like I said before, the generation that we have now, like what's happening, that what you see, what you just saw in there is okay. Like Amber said, there are women that agree with her right now.
That's facts.
They're young ladies that agree with her right now.
That's
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Somebody disagree, like Lauren. It's a young lady right now that disagree with what you're saying. It's a young lady.
And you're absolutely right.
Then that's my point. That's my whole point. Today's generation, things that are being brought out are forcing a lot of young men to look at things different. Because the women, the young ladies that's portraying these things are young-minded. Like Mel said, what she wanted when she was 20 ain't nothing of what she wanted now. But that's what's being portrayed on the media in today's standards. Like right now, that's okay. It's probably like Amber said, and I hate to say it. Amber said the thing hit the hammer on the nail. It's a lot of young ladies that probably agree with what that girl was talking about. And he probably looking like, what the fuck I do wrong?
Oh, it was in the comments.
I think
Yeah.
that,
It was in the comments.
Yeah, it's and then the video itself could have been a result from social media. So like, because
Right.
the
Right.
girls look young, they all look very young.
They look
Like they
young.
look like
Facts.
they probably in their early 20s, and at least. And this could have been, and it now, and this is assuming that the video is real. Again, I don't trust everything nowadays.
We never
Everybody
know.
posts for clout or for attention, but she sounds to me that she probably was like how they say that they get with women for bragging rights. That could have been her bragging right. Like, yeah, I'm dating this dude. He got money. He gonna pay for all of us. Come on, get your, get dressed. We about to go out to this restaurant. And she come there with 18 of her friends, and they thinking that, they just there. Ain't no telling what she done told this girl. They ain't no telling what she done told them. Like, okay, so they just there and they see him like kind of stunned, like, I'm not paying for all of this. And now she kind of out there looking silly because he didn't agree to it. So, and that could have been her bragging right as well. She could have been, and then we got these. I don't even know what women rap about today, but that could be another influence. The women rappers probably talk about they need a man with money who do this, and this. So it's a lot. To me, it's all influence.
Yeah, WAP.
Yeah, and right, and that WAP should be enough to mean that she got to get him to pay for her and her friends. That's probably another thing she thinking is, look at me, I'm nice looking, I look good. She probably felt like she got a WAP and felt like that's enough for him to just, she could just show up and he don't just pay for whatever. But to take, and I see what Marc was saying. I don't want to put race in it, but there's a lot of influencers out there. For instance, like, I mean, not saying Kevin Samuels ever talked about race. He talked about something else, but he had a lot of
icon.
A lot
He
of
was
a
not
lot
an
of
icon.
people.
Don't do that. Don't praise that.
I'm playing.
I mean, rest his soul. God rest his soul. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But he had a following, and people were agreeing with him. So so going off of what and I get what Marc was trying to say is that someone who already feels like, because there's men out there who date quote unquote white women, and their first explanation is because black women, which is already you starting off wrong. And I asked you already wrong. So
already.
Kevin, what's happening?
What song?
Yo, listen, I ain't never, not one time was like, oh, I got Robin because, I'm tired of it. Nah, that just wasn't the case, bro.
Ralph, we get it, Ralph. We get it. You keep
We
jumping.
We understand.
At this point.
I don't think I do, though.
What is this?
I don't think I do, though.
Marcus, now you see what
Yeah.
you did. You got
I don't think I do.
like you got the need to explain why
I
you
do.
black woman.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying, though. I don't think that y'all do, though, because it's like, yo, we get it, we understand. I'm like, y'all understand. I constantly have to defend myself because people think that that's what the issue was, is that I couldn't deal with a black woman and her attitude and the way she responded to things and the way she treated me, and that's why I went to, and that's not how it happened. You know what I'm saying? And that was just kind of debunking of what he was saying, because it's not the same thing, because I'm not one of these young kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with young ladies. I'm dealing with women right now. So the problem is that people, they do see color. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to the other side, they're like, yo, you only did that because you are not strong enough to deal with the other side. And for those that know me, I have dated almost every race except for Japanese and Chinese.
Let me tell you
And
something.
if I went,
Let me tell you
if I went
something.
married, boy, that was next on the list.
Filipino girl, I'm good.
Wow. I want you to hear me on this, right? I heard this
next on the list.
I heard this shit years ago. I want you to take this. I heard this shit. It was a wise man that told me this. When you go out there and you're dealing with that kind of stuff, you don't owe nobody no explanation on what you do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the biggest thing is, as long as you know in your heart, bro, as long as you know in your heart while you with your wife, fuck everybody else, bro. Who gives a fuck?
But here's the ending part to that, though. For those that I do end up defending myself and saying things, also cut those motherfuckers off immediately as soon as I'm done.
Yeah, you don't. But you don't have
because
to.
I'm like, you're not the person that I should have in my life. But I also think you should realize that I don't fall under a stereotype. The stereotype. Neither does she. Neither does any of my other boys that have dealt with that situation. Fuck your stereotype. But at the same time, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I shouldn't have to defend anybody, but I hope that when I do, they understand that they should change their mindset.
Right.
That's
And then,
that's all I do.
Future
Because
reference, bro.
I just cut people loose.
Stop using your energy to defend yourself, bro. You ain't stole nothing,
But you,
nigga.
hey, but you know me. That's me.
Nah, don't
That's
defend
me.
yourself, bro.
I can't, bro. That's me, dog. That's me.
Let them go.
I'm always ready to put my hands up. Now I'm also ready to do this too.
There you go.
But when I do this, you're gonna understand that you fucked up, not me.
Yeah, do a lot of this. You ain't got to put your hands up for nothing. We old, man. Shit, my back hurt.
I
You
tell
better
you
know
what,
that's
My
right.
back hurt right
Listen,
now.
y'all know me.
You better
I
understand
will.
me.
And I see what you like I said, like, you know, it is somebody out there who unfortunately do feel that way, and I'm not, and it's wrong, who is men who already feel like that's why they don't want to date black women, and someone who feels that way is going to see that video and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about, this is what I mean,
Right.
you know. And I mean,
and I hate that
their
shit.
problem. That's them. That's their issue. I mean, whatever happened in that video is strictly
Right.
between them and the people in that video. But it's just unfortunate because this is how social media starts to further manipulate people's opinions on things, because
Right.
some asshole, unfortunately, is
Very
going to see
sad.
the video and use that
That's my
video
point.
to prove what they already think, which is wrong. Like, and that video doesn't prove anything. It proves that
Don't prove
people,
shit.
humans, do stupid
Right.
shit like that. But
Human.
That
somebody
video
else,
could be a skit for all we know.
yeah, yep, and then somebody's going to use that video to prove a narrative that is 9 out of 10 is not right, and that's the unfortunate part. And then, you know, but again, that's their problem, because me being black and being recorded arguing with somebody, that's my business. So if you want to use that as a she black and she angry, look at this video, there ain't nothing I can do about that. But it is what it is.
But see, that's my other thing too, because I also spend a lot of time just defending black women in general. You know what I'm saying? When people come at me and try to say
Anthony,
this
what's
can handle it,
happening?
I'm like, yo, listen, just
Hey,
because
Anthony.
motherfuckers are strong, you know what I'm saying, and strong minded, doesn't mean that they're fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? If the shit don't work,
Right.
shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? But don't put that on, oh, I'm trying to get like you. I'm trying to go ahead and get me a snow bunny because, you know, black women don't know how to. Surprise, motherfucker. Neither do the white ones either. They crazy too.
And you know what? And it's a trend too. It's a trend. Like a lot of people say stuff and they don't mean it. People just say stuff for likes, for comments. People do stuff and they, you know what I'm saying? So it's so hard to really truly believe like what somebody is saying, especially if it's on social media. If you're not there in real time to actually see and feel the energy that this is for real, or this, to know this is fake, you really can't understand it. You really can't speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know the
it's
gaps.
so hard. You just. But and another thing about that video too, dude might have set himself up. She might have always been like that. She might have always been like that, and he might have set himself up by even staying there long enough with that girl for her to get to the point. And he might have been feeding her this type of life. He may have taken 2-3 friends out previously, and now she got big and bold. Okay, well, I'm inviting 18 people. That's why I put in the comments, lack of communication. That comes into play in a lot of relationships about why people have a misunderstanding about certain things. You're not talking to each other. Because if I told my husband I'm going to have a dinner party for my 40th birthday next year and invite 25 people, my husband's going to say, are we including food? Are we going to charge people like a cover charge? Like, my husband's going to ask me this stuff, and he's going to expect an answer from me so that he has his mind already set on what the price is going to cost us when that time gets here.
Yeah. And that's what's important. I'm sorry about my silence because my internet's been acting stupid. So I like cut in and I don't know what y'all see, but I cut in and out. But
yeah, the weather is kind of doing something right now.
Yeah, our power went out for 30 minutes this morning. So yeah. So
it started pretty well last night.
With that video, I mean, when we were talking about washing our hands with certain things, I was really good at that. And for folks that know me, I would leave you alone. I don't care how much them kids looked at me for years. I wanted to do with them because if I ain't got nothing to do with you, why would I include a kid that you had in my new relationship? Oh, I know that, that's the girl I used to date, but I kind of became his fire. I'm good at being done with it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know we on it, man. But Mel, Jesus, that face you just made when you cut that mic mute.
And listen,
she was
talking to her dog. That's the fun. That's why I was laughing. You would have thought she was talking to a kid. You thought she was talking to a kid. She was talking to her dog, bro. That
We
shit
was
be
about
hilarious.
to see some violence on the screen, you know,
But
with
on
her
starting to
beating the
bark.
crap out of
real
I
level,
had to
man,
bring it back in.
on some
Hey,
real shit,
hey.
though, on some real shit, this has been really healthy. Like I ain't gonna lie, I've learned so much in this conversation. This is good. We got to try to figure out more things of this nature because it's a lot of stuff that we got.
Mark, shut up. I had to do it. 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 I had to do it.
Yo, Moan ain't shit, boy.
No, I love Mark. That's my dog. I saw an opportunity. I love you, big dog.
Did
Like,
he ever?
subscribe. You guys haven't. We would like for you for the folk because we got a nice amount of people here across our Facebook and across YouTube. So like, subscribe. That helps us get out there. I'm gonna let Mark finish up, but I had to say that he always putting Kirby up to the camera, so I had to give him a little payback.
Yo, that shit was funny.
But this has been
Go
a
ahead,
healthy
Mark.
topic, man. And I appreciate you ladies for coming on here, man. I mean, I appreciate you
Facts.
coming on here and really giving that seed, man. And it's sad because we need a lot of more of y'all to keep planting them seeds out there, man. Because for real,
Nobody want to hear. They said we complain too much.
This whole episode was a voice for y'all.
Yeah, like
They
that
ain't
ass,
hearing
man. No, again, and I guarantee. Now, I tell you, who's not hearing you is the younger generation because they don't want to hear that
No.
shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. They're not interested in learning what a woman wants. They
But
want.
but you know what? Let's be
fast
hopeful
nut,
though.
you know what
Let's
I'm
be
saying?
hopeful that there's a young. Let's be hopeful that there is a young girl out there right now who is confused about who the hell she is and listening
Yeah,
to
that's true.
3 Black women who are very opinionated, very strong in their stance talk may have given them some type of insight. So let's just hope. You know,
Yeah,
we can only hope. You know.
I'm about to say I don't know what y'all consider younger, but I'm still in.
I'm sorry, you've been on here so many times. I keep forgetting you
That's
in a
my whole
different
point, man. We
you're
gotta
in a
keep
different
planting that
genre.
seed, bro. We gotta
But
keep
you,
planting
All I
that
know
seed.
is she killing the women out here with the whole skeleton rocking hard earrings.
Bro, let me
on.
tell you something, bro.
Thank you.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. I look forward to Am's findings, okay? Amber she be going into deep research and be giving us the shit broken down from
They
the
gave us a
scientific level.
statistic today.
Right. And Lauren be on the same tip too. And Mel's motherfucking firecracker, but she out here to just fuck shit up, flip shit over and fuck shit up and then leave. Like on another level though, I love all 3 of y'all, man. I do appreciate y'all.
No, but Mark, did you get it out, man? Did you get it out? I had to get you.
I got it all out. Does it matter? Does it matter?
No, nigga.
Yeah, I want you to bring me back on another show with Mark on. I want you to,
Oh, Mark is a host.
Mark,
I'll open it up. Yeah, I'll open it. Yeah. We like to get I get everything.
Gracious.
I like to open up every gateway I can. Goddamn, we gotta cover everything.
Yeah,
No,
I like people like Mark because I feel like half one part of the brain is still slightly closed, and that's where I come in at. So I like that. I like the opinions. I love it.
First
but
off,
it is
I
good.
don't get my feelings hurt. I was saying, forget you too, Lauren. No, but never mind.
No, definitely no. When I say so far, I've only been on so far with Ashley and these 2 ladies, Mel and Amber. But
You missed Ashley last time. Ashley was back about 4 episodes ago.
Yep, and she kept her titty in too.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, she did keep her titty in, but it was a good show.
It was a good show though. It was a great show.
We need to come back on. I think that we're a good match. I think we need to all come back on and talk about something else.
Oh yeah.
I'm with it.
I don't know. I got the idea. Maybe we should just let the ladies run the show and we stay out of it.
Hey, we can do that. We can do that one solid time, man.
Now.
We can do that one solid time. Like dead ass. Like I could listen. If y'all want to come up with a topic, we will put all 3 of y'all on the screen and we'll just run the cameras in the background. If that's what y'all want, if y'all really down with it,
y'all
we can make it happen.
Trouble.
Ain't
It's
no
not. Y'all
trouble.
know it ain't gonna stop.
Ladies night out. That's gonna be the title of it. Y'all
I
gonna
like it. I like it.
Let's do it. I'm game for it.
We gotta get there, man. We gotta get there. We gotta
All
make
right.
that happen.
But on the flip side, we're at an hour and 17 minutes in. I would say it's about time to shut her down.
You
I
shut
do
up too,
want-
nigga.